You know it's a go-to must-have tool when the old one fails. You go right out and buy yourself a brand new one. Here's the new tool, how it works, what failed in the old one, and how to test your current one to make sure you don't get burned like I did. Here we go. How's it going today, everybody, and welcome back to Shaner's Mechanic Life. Don't you just hate it when one of your must-have go-to tools fails on you middle of the job? You know, if it's like a ratchet or the teeth strip out or a screwdriver, the tip breaks off. It's pretty obvious, pretty easy to see. But when you're dealing with diagnostic equipment, a lot of the times you're not going to know it's failed until you've taken a wrong turn in your diagnostic process and you're an hour into the job only to find out that piece of your equipment has failed. The tool I was referring to in the beginning of the video is this. It's a Loadpro dynamic test leads that replace your standard test leads for your multimeter. Now, what the benefit of this is you could check the voltage. Let's say you have a light that doesn't work. You disconnect the light, put it in the connector. You can see how much voltage you have. And you can also load the circuit just by pressing this button. And then basically that's just doing a voltage drop. And under load, that's when the voltage will drop. Let me demonstrate. As you can see here, I got a basic circuit set up with a 12 volt battery. Got my positive terminal, little jumper wire going to a battery cable that has got some obvious corrosion in it. As you can see there. As well as look at the blue crusties. There's some serious resistance there. So positive goes through the corroded cable, and the green wire comes to our power wire for just an incandescent bulb, and the ground wire is the white, goes to the black, and back to our battery. So as you can see, our wires are all on. Light is not on. Okay, what's the problem here? So you disconnect the light. Okay, let's get our voltmeter. So our ground is the white, positive is the black. And as you can see on the voltmeter back there, 12.37 volts. Well, I got power here. Bulb must be faulty. So you grab a new bulb, plug it in, still doesn't work. Situation like that, you made yourself look bad and you cost the customer money. Let's hook it up straight to the battery. Wow, light's working just fine. So let's hook our light back up the same way we had it. Okay, still doesn't work. So now let's use our Loadpro. Disconnect your load. Now this can be, you know, power seat, a light, a horn, anything. So again, put our negative in the white here for the ground, positive in the black, and you see your voltmeter in the back there, 12.33. So now I'm going to press this red button here on the right and watch the voltage on the multimeter. 0.038. Let go. 12.28. Again, press it. 0.37. Under load, this circuit is failing. So now you know you've got excessive resistance in the circuit. As you can see, we drop right down. You have to ask yourself the next question. Is it in the positive side or the negative side? Now, it's not every day you have a problem that is quite as obvious as this. So, how do you determine between positive and negative? Well, it's easy. So we know at this connector, you've got excessive voltage drop. So if you want to narrow down as the negative side, go straight to the battery. Press it again. We drop down just as much as we did. So that way you know your problem's in the positive side. Now if your problem's in the negative side, to trace it out, you want to take this lead, put it to the positive, and start probing your negative side, looking for the voltage drop. Working your way along until you find the issue. But that's not the case. We're going to chase down the positive side. So we're going to keep our negative right where it is and start working our way down the line at each connector. You can already see why. But basically, now you can go along every connector in the system, work your way down. Okay, try this. Okay, we're still dropping out under load. Go back to here. Still dropping out under load. Go to our next connector. Press the button. It's only dropped a little bit. So you know your high resistance point is between here and here. So now you can go ahead, open up, start looking for a damaged wire or corrosion, swollen wire, stuff like that. Like I said earlier in the video, this is my new replacement. Let me show you what happened with my old one that sent me in a totally wrong direction troubleshooting. It was a lighting issue. Here's my old one. As you can see, it's got some miles on it. Bent tip. Now, I have had this for a few years. By no means am I saying it failed prematurely. This is so far out of warranty that I wasn't really concerned that it failed because it has saved me multiple times finding problems. And you can tell it's probably been dropped. I probably put too much voltage through. As you can see, the new one is orange. It's graded to 48 volts, whereas this one wasn't. I deal with a lot of electric forklifts. Who knows? Maybe I pumped too much voltage through it. I had a light that wasn't working. Same scenario as this. Disconnect my load. Put the ground in the ground terminal of the connector. The positive in the positive. As you can see at the back, 12.27 volts. I pressed the button and didn't drop. Not even a little bit. So I figured that the wiring is all good. Then I worked my way. It was on the hood of a Kenworth. The connector was down in the wheel well. Couldn't quite get at the actual connector to the bulb because it's a hood mount light, just access. So I figured the problem was upstream between the connector I was testing and the light. So I start pulling the loom off, cutting tape, looking for the wire, get up to here, and only to find that everything was good. What had failed is my load. As you can tell, this one, when I put a load on, it dropped right out. This one didn't. So I started doing some looking, and not too far away from the connector that I tested, came across this wire. As you can see, got the blue crusties right there. And if you look at the insulation, you can see it's been cut. Probably from cutting some electrical tape off. Just a little nick in the wire over time. Corrosion set in. Circuit failed. Does anybody else out there already have the LOADPRO? And do you want to know how to test the one you currently have to make sure it's working properly? Well, I'm going to show you. So you plug your leads in, positive and negative. Turn it to resistance. Keeping your leads apart, what you want to do is press a button, watch your multimeter, and it should say 50 ohms or thereabouts. Press the button, nothing. Now, let me hook up the new one, show you the difference. Got my new one hooked up. Press the button, watch the multimeter. 50.3 ohms. That's telling you that this load button is functioning and that you can trust its readings. Really, it's no different than just your standard multimeter leads. Before you use it, you should always check them. If you don't have anything like this, just the standard leads, I'll show you how to check those. Got my standard leads here. Plug them in. And again, have it on resistance. Simply touch your leads. 0.2 ohms. That tells you that your leads are intact, how much resistance is in everything, and you can use that 0.2, 0.1 ohms and factor it into your measurements. Now, whenever you do that, I've been burnt in the past too. I had a pair of leads that failed right there. So when you test resistance, just give them a little tug, even at the meter. Because a few times in the past, I've had the multimeter, I drop it, like it falls off the hood of the car, and to save it from hitting the ground, you just grab your leads, and it puts a lot of stress at the connectors. Now that we know where our damage is, repair the wiring. You take the damaged section out. And our light's now working. By testing with the Loadpro, doing the voltage drop along the circuit, you narrowed down, just by testing the different connectors, where the failure was. You didn't have to rip open 50 feet of harness just to try to find a fault. Now you can pick these up online on just about every tool truck. Last two I've ordered, I've gotten off of Amazon. In fact, if you're interested in picking one up, there's different voltages, different models, different packages. I'll leave a link to this one in the description of this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button, notification bell in the bottom right hand corner. That way you get notified when I get new videos coming out. Well, that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good night, and keep wrenching.